There's a version of you who is clear, and it is not because everything in your life is perfect. I know at least not for me it isn't, nor has it always been. But it did not change the fact that there was a version sitting inside of me, just like there's a version sitting inside of you, that is clear. And it is not because you've never questioned yourself, never lost yourself, never overextended yourself, or wondered if the life you built was supposed to feel different than this. But there is a version of you who remembers. There's a version of you who knows there is more inside of you than responsibility, routine, performance, and keeping everything together could ever fulfill inside of you. There is a version of you who is alive, that is not just functioning, not just showing up to play the part, not just showing up performing to do what is needed, do what is necessary to get through the day, to get through the week. But there is a version of you who knows that everything that makes your life fulfilling is not based off of just doing what needs to be done because people are counting on you. But that version is alive in your own body because it is aware of the choices that it wants to make. It is aware of its voice. It is alive in the kind of love that it really wants to live on a daily basis. It is alive in the kind of love that it wants to experience on a daily basis. It is alive in the life that you want to live and be and experience and truly be alive in every single day. There is a version of you that is loved deeply, fully, honestly, a version of you who does not have to convince someone else of your worth. That version of you that does not even have to convince yourself of your worth. That version of you that does not have to show or prove something to you. That version of you that just knows you are you. There's a version of you who does not have to shrink your desires to keep the peace. A version of you who can still be seen, held, wanted, respected, heard, and still remain true to that version of you. That version of you is fulfilled. And you know it. And it is not because life is easy. In fact, that version of you knows that you can do anything. That version of you knows you can do anything. It is not looking for life to be easy for the sake of it being easy. It is looking for life to be easy solely because that is the version of you that it sees itself being. And it knows that the easiest thing you could ever do or be is that version. That version of you knows that that version can make anything become easy, can make anything feel easy, can get through the most difficult times of your life and look up and look back even in the midst of going through it and say, wow, this is not as difficult as I thought it might be, because that version of you is the true you. And what I want you to do today is I want you to stop abandoning that version of you. I want you to stop abandoning that version of the life that version of you sees. See, I know we're saying a lot of that version of you, and it's for a reason. It's because I need you to look up, look out, and I need you to reach in, and I need you to grab that version. There's this plethora of all these different versions of you, but you know which version I'm talking about. That one. That's the one that wants to be seen and lived every single day. That version no longer wants to call those little quiet disappointments contentment. That version looks at those little moments and says that this is a part of both the journey and the dream. That version of you knows that every step that you are taking is strategically aligned with the life that you are truly destined in the sense of making a decision, destiny in the sense of deciding to live. That version of you no longer wants to pretend it doesn't exist. That version of you no longer wants to pretend that it is supposed to sit in the background and wait for permission. That version of you said that I already have permission. Will you just grab me? Talk like me, walk like me, live like me, be me daily. That version of you is free. That version of you is free to want what they want, free to tell the truth about what they see, free to love and live from a place of fullness instead of fear. They know that fear is not a real thing for them. They don't feel fear. The only thing that version of you sees or feels is the full energy connected to being. And that's who I want you to grab today. I want you to grab that version and stop choosing from any of these other versions of you that are trying to make you silence out that version that you really see. Because when you grab that version that you really see and take that version into your work, into your parenting, into the streets, when you go into the streets and you're just passing people and giving them a daily pleasant greeting, when you take that version of you into the grocery store and you intend to have a conversation about a product on the shelf and it turns into a 2 or 3 hour conversation where you've been able to witness about all that you see God doing, not just for you, but for them as well. That version of you who is unapologetic about who you know you are created to be and walks in it fully. Today, I want you to remember them. I want you to grab a hold to them. That version is who I'm calling them. Grab them. Remember them. The layers of them that exist within you, within that version of you. That version of you, it exists beneath the noise. It exists beneath the pressure. It exists beneath the patterns. It exists between the pretending, the pushing things off. It exists beneath that. But everything in me knows that you have the power to choose them, to reach down, to grab them. Grab that version. Grab them. They are inside of you. And choose them. Speak from them. Move like them. Love like them. Build your life minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, like them, from them. And do it today. You do not have to wait for another day. You don't have to wait for somebody to give you permission. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect. You don't have to wait for everybody to understand who this version of you is. You don't need them to understand how this version of you came about. You simply need to be obedient to this version of you. You need to be obedient to them that exists within you and that dwells within you. And they're saying, oh no, that's you. That's the real you. That's us in you. Them. That's who I'm talking about. Today, choose that version of you. Choose that version of you that knows that they are sitting deep down inside of you and guiding you, will never leave you nor forsake you. Choose that version. The version of you that is so intricately connected to God. That version of you that is so inextricably connected to his son, Jesus, that said, by any means necessary, I'll say what you told me to say. I'll do what you told me to do. I'll be who you asked me to be. That version of you that says, I don't know what this is going to cost me, but something in me says that the price has already been paid for me. And therefore, I will be who I really see myself being. I will be who you asked me to be. I will be who you called me to be. I will be who you sent me to be. That's who I'll be. And that's who I'm asking you to grab a hold to. I'm asking you to grab a hold to that version of you today. I'm asking you to grab a hold to them today. And every single day. Not budging. Not second guessing, not thinking twice about it. Trusting and moving from that version of you. Be who you really see. It makes life worth